Hey guys, it's Mary Langwish. Welcome to my channel. Thanks for watching. Today I want to be talking about being an artist and a mother, specifically of a toddler. So as you've seen some of my other videos in this series, I talk about the different stages of being productive as an artist and owning my own art business, as well as being a mother and how to balance that out. I have one child right now. He is 2, just over 2, and we are actually waiting on the second one to arrive. So I'm currently pregnant, 39 weeks pregnant, and really coming down to the last moments. So excited about that, but I thought I'd get this video out there before second baby comes. And obviously once the second baby comes, everything's gonna change. I'll have to do another video like this of how to be productive with 2 kids. So let's dive right in. So as you can see, this is like, end of pregnancy mother life, where you don't really put much makeup on, you wear t-shirts, just let yourself kind of go, and I'm okay with that. So this is real life, people. Being a mother, I've honestly found out that I have better time management than I ever did before. I think before I had my son, I was thinking, man, I'm gonna have to put a lot of things on the back burner for a while until I figure out how this is all gonna work, how it's all gonna balance together. But I've managed to, with every stage, kind of shift things and move things so that I can be productive as my child is growing and changing as well. But all that to say, I have created more work for the 2 years that I've had my son, which is kind of insane and crazy. I didn't think that would happen. So hopefully that encourages you as a mother, artist mother, to just like kind of realize that you probably will have better time management and ability to really focus on your art when you have the time to focus on your art, because it is so precious. And that's what I've found out for myself for sure. As stages change and shift with your child, especially that first year, things just are constantly changing. Your routine, your times you get to work on stuff have to also shift and change. So you may have seasons where you're really not doing as much, or your kid's not napping as well, or they're a lot littler, or they're, there's just so many factors and everyone's kid is different. Every way that they want to parent is different too. So you have to give yourself a little bit of grace to be flexible with the routines, with the changing, the shifting of the tides, so to speak. So as I mentioned, my son is 2 years old. So he is walking, he is talking, he's communicating. It's honestly been really fun. I didn't think I'd like the toddler stage very much. I never liked other people's toddlers because it was just like, they were always crying and crabby. And it's fun to be the parent of my own toddler because I get to see just the growth and the learning that they're experiencing. And I think there's just so much fun to watch on a daily basis. In terms of his schedule, he sleeps, between 9 to 12 hours every night, maybe a little bit more on the 10-hour range. He takes 1 nap a day that can range between like an hour and a half to 2 hours, which is wonderful, wonderful. I love that he's still napping. Had a few moments there where I was a little scared he was losing his nap and fighting it more, and I thought, oh no, we can't do this. And talking to a lot of other people who said that their 2-year-olds stopped napping, and I was like, no, this can't happen to me. I need nap time. It really was just a few days of him kind of refusing a nap, but then we got back into a routine and he's been fine. But because he's older, he is able to play by himself so much more. I will honestly have moments of like, okay, where did he go? And he's off reading a book, or he's in his room playing with his toys. We also did invest in a tablet, which I know, depending on your type of parenting and how much screen time you want to give your kids and how young you start that, we gave him a tablet around 20 months or so. And the reason we decided to do that was because he was gravitating towards my phone and loved watching home videos, so videos that I had taken on my phone of him, of just our family, and was loving that, but he was getting like addicted to it and asking for it a lot, and it was hard to say no in those moments where I had my phone out. It was hard. So, and I didn't like that. It transitioned a little bit to YouTube, so he was watching some videos, kid videos on YouTube, songs, those types of things, and I just wasn't loving that it was on my phone and that it was YouTube. Those two things bothered me for his age, and he wasn't on it very much, and we'd limit it a lot, but it was just a bother to me not having my device to myself. And so we purchased the tablet and transitioned him really quickly within a few days from no, we don't use mom's phone to just using the tablet, which has been helpful. And we only put one educational app on the tablet so that he didn't have just gazillion options for what to entertain himself with. So we did a Khan Academy, which is a free educational app that comes in lots of different age categories. And he's loved it. I mean, he knows his whole alphabet and he knows his numbers, and so I feel good about that decision. And we've added some more since then because of road trips and different things, and he's gotten bored of, so things have fluctuated a little bit, but that has been honestly a lifesaver. We limit it to, we don't do any screen time in the morning until around 11:30 or 12 when I'm getting lunch ready, because I like to keep him active. And I mean, even as adults, if you start your day watching a YouTube video, your whole day's kind of like messed up, from that, at least in my experience. So it's very important to us that he doesn't have that screen time before lunch. And then around lunch, sometimes while we're eating lunch, sometimes not, he might be on his tablet, kind of doing some of those educational games while we're eating or while I'm preparing a meal. And then he gravitates off of it on his own within, half hour or so, which has been really helpful, and goes off and plays and then all that. So then we have nap and then continue entertaining him. I also, for those wake times that he is awake and not on a device, we do a lot of activities together. We will do things like housework, so laundry or dishes or making food or cleaning, those types of things I try to do when he is awake, because when he goes down for that nap, I kid you not, I jump on it and try so hard to get as much done for my business, for my art, for me, not so much for the house, for the family, because there's a lot of that could take over your life and you're always doing laundry, right? So I really try to reserve nap time for things that I want to get done for me and my art and my business. It just makes that nap time more enjoyable for me then, when I can focus on what I want to be doing during that time, because I think that's just really healthy for me as a mom, as a creative, to really invest in prioritizing that time for those specific things. So I'm gonna go through 5-6 different tips for you if you have a toddler on how to be productive and keep creating while you have this growing, changing, sometimes screaming child around you. First one, which has been just honestly so refreshing, I don't realize how refreshing it is until that day comes every week, but having a day a week where you can send the child away. Now, if you have your toddler in daycare, you might not have these issues, but I'm not putting my child in daycare right now, and so I have him most every day, and so having one day a week where he's not with me for the majority of the day, I don't have to worry about when he's napping, when he's eating, what he's eating, where he is, what's he doing, is it tablet time, is it not, all these things, is super refreshing. Then I can do things like this, film a video and paint and be productive with my business and really prioritize that stuff. And second thing is, no matter what time frames you do have, so whether it's just nap times, whether it's evenings, whether it's just a day or two a week that you get completely free of the child, plan what you're gonna get done. Because if you don't, and I've had, maybe every third, fourth week or so, I go into my day a week that I don't have my son, and I'm like, oh no, I didn't think about what I want to get done. And those are the days that I kind of flounder, and I, end up running errands and taking my time and don't like come home to like really focus on the stuff that I should be doing. Third thing, the days that you do have your child and you are relying on nap time to be kind of your time, is really plan times, outings, events, things with your child that you can do while they're awake. Filling their wake windows with activity, it doesn't have to be crazy amounts of activity. I mean, sometimes we'll have mornings that we're just home, but planning like, oh, are we gonna do some painting today? Are we gonna do some Play-Doh today? Are we gonna, make a fort and like make cookies? And like you try to think about things to fill their wake window that's gonna result in better sleeping, better naps. Because when you have an active wake window time, they will sleep better. And I literally have seen this with my son. Like if we have a pool day, if we have a park day, he naps like he's out for almost over 2 hours, and I have to wake him because I don't want him to, sleep too late for his nighttime sleep. You really can see a difference with how much you wear them out, how tired they can be from an activity. Trying to stay home and work on things kind of around your child and with your child there, and it can be really frustrating for you. At least in my experience, it's really frustrating because you get interrupted and you're constantly kind of distracted, and I don't like that feeling. So I'm like, when my child's awake, I want to try to entertain. There will be moments where he is off playing. I'm like, oh, I could take this moment to go do something. But generally, I try to use those wake windows effectively with some activities and planned things. Number 4, plan times for self-care. I feel like for myself, at least these days with a toddler, I get the most done during nap time, and then in the evening after he goes down, I honestly feel more tired. Maybe it's because I'm pregnant, but and so I don't get much done in the evenings, but that's kind of my time to really prioritize self-care. So things like watching a show, doing my nails or taking a bath, making a dessert and eating that, I don't know. These types of things I find most restful when I can do them after he's gone down for the night. Sometimes, depending on how much I need to get done, I'll save specific tasks that are a little bit more mindless and less energy, something I can do on the couch in front of a show for those evening times when I'm a little bit more tired, or where I want to hang out with my husband and we want to work on things, whatever. And then number 5 is giving yourself grace and being flexible. Because with a child, even with a toddler, you're gonna have days where they just don't go as planned. The nap is shorter and you didn't get into what you wanted to get into, or the nap was non-existent that day, or your activity went too late and your child's overtired and screaming and crying, and it's just there's gonna be those days, they just happen. And so going into each day with some flexibility, I think I know for me, I put a lot of emphasis on that nap time, and I get super, super disappointed when that nap time gets affected in some way. And I've realized that it really affects my spirit, and I have to really step back and be like, okay, this is just one of those days. Tomorrow's a fresh new day, can start over. We can start off on a better foot and hopefully have a better nap time, have some more productivity. As my husband so lovingly reminds me, because he works full time, so he can't be as involved with the toddler, but he reminds me that I shouldn't just brush off the fact that I'm a mom, because being a mom is a full-time job. And if I get through a day and I don't have that productive, artistic, business planning time, it wasn't like I didn't have a productive day because I kept the toddler alive. I kept our family alive, or kept our house in order. Those are things that are also still productive and still super meaningful. And so not forgetting that, you're kind of, as an artist and a mother, you have sort of these 2 roles, 2 jobs that you have to sort of keep balanced. And sometimes the house stuff, the family, the toddler has to take priority over your business, and then sometimes it shifts the other way other times. It just depends on the ebb and flow of, again, the growth, the change, the routines, all of that. And so just having that flexibility to say, that's okay, let's give it another go. Bonus. This is the bonus step. Bonus trick, advice, whatever. Depending on what medium of art you work in, I'm mostly a painter, acrylic, oil, watercolor, whatever. I've found that if I work smaller, like literally physically smaller with my work, I actually can finish things quicker and I can be more fulfilled and I can enjoy my creative process more because I'm reaching those wins a little bit quicker. I'm finishing work, I'm seeing end products sooner. I find that like super energizing. And so I've been, since my son was born, using 8x10 canvases and painting mostly on 8x10 canvases. I just love the feeling it gives me of like, man, I could sit down and literally in a nap time finish one 8x10. And that just gives you so much positive, creative, just energy and like motivation to like keep creating because you were able to actually finish something. There's something about finishing something and seeing some end results and some finished products that just really help. So if you work in a field of art that you can really change up the size of things you work on, like give that a go. Like honestly, those little wins are really helpful. So working small, working shorter, working more effectively, you can get more done and just feel so much more productive than like trying to like finish like something big over a long period of time and you get kind of worn out, right? So just a little handy tip there for you. But I hope you guys found this list helpful and this advice helpful for being productive with a toddler. Again, I only have one kid right now, but I have a second one on the way, so things are gonna change dramatically and I will have to keep you updated on how I get things done if I do. So stick around, please share this playlist with anyone that might be interested. Any other moms, artists out there, give this video a thumbs up. That helps me a lot. And subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I will see you guys next time. Thanks for joining me. Bye.